are certainly uncertain times that we're living in. Change is always going to happen, but I don't think anybody predicted this change of being at home, the highest joblessness in America that there's ever been, not knowing if you're going to be able to eat this month, all your ideas and projects going out the window, not being able to meet with people in person, having to do the learning curve of the online meetings and everything else. It's just, things are not sure right now. But one thing is sure is that things will always change and be changing, and that nothing stays the same. So we have to learn to adapt and move and change to what's going on. There's a lot of people who went into like a holding pattern, circling. Okay, when this goes away in a month or two, when COVID is gone in April or May or June, it's August and it doesn't look like it's going anywhere or the restrictions are being lifted. However, we don't have to be in a holding pattern with our dreams. Yes, if you're a filmmaker, maybe you can't film. Maybe there's a whole bunch of criteria you have to do to stay in business. Maybe you're going out of business. Maybe you wanted to start a business and now it just seems impossible. But there's still things you can do where you don't have to be completely 100% stuck. So many people have had to make the shift to outdoor dining, or they've had to make the shift to selling products online, or they've made the shift to delivering. I don't know what your job is, what your thing is, or what your dream is. And I know things aren't working out the way we had hoped. We thought 2020, everyone was saying perfect vision, 2020 vision, dreams, the year of milk and honey, all this stuff. But it has been a time of introspection. So in that sense, it's increasing our vision if we have, instead of taking the time to zone out and just sit on the couch all day and watch movies, if we've taken the time to really think about, what do I want to do with my life when things go back to normal, or whatever the new normal is going to be, where do I want the trajectory of my life, my goals, my dreams, my visions to go? And what can I do now to prepare for that time? I have a quote that says, waiting time is not wasting time. It's prep time for the prime time. Your prime time is coming. You still haven't hit the prime of your life. People still haven't seen you at your peak. You are like an iceberg and people have only seen the tip. They don't know the depths of your talent. They don't know the depths of your heart, of your dreams. And someday the water is going to recede and they're going to see how big you are and how much you had going for them. And they're going to be shocked and surprised because they snickered at you and they only saw your little tip. So though you may not be able to run full speed ahead with your goals and plans as you had them this year, what can you do right now that will prepare you for when you are able to run after them? And as a matter of fact, if you're using this time wisely and you're able to think through all the what ifs. Okay, what if I started my business and I did this? What if I started my dream and did this? What if we did this kind of preparation for our film? What if I learned to play the piano and the saxophone? Where would that take my music career in 2021? Or you know, are you an artist? Are you learning a different art form? Whatever it is, how can you use this waiting time, not wasting time, but as prep time for the prime time? What can you do to prepare? How can you sow the seeds, water the seeds, get the education you need online, learn from videos, perfect your craft, read those books that you never had time to read before because you were going. I used to be gone almost every night of the week, either at production meetings, filming, going to just different meetings, meeting friends, Bible studies, groups, all kinds of groups, whatever it was. I was gone all the time. And now that I'm home, at wrestling practice, producing different shows, I've had time to evaluate what is important to me. What do I really want to do with the rest of my life? The rest of 2020, the rest of wherever the year and the years are taking me. I've had time to think about what do I want to do in the long term? Because when you're going nonstop, you barely have time to take a breath. You're just thinking of the next thing you have to do because you have 600 things on your to-do list. But when half of those things get wiped out because you're not allowed to leave the house except for groceries or necessities, you really start to say, what is important to me? Do I really, there's things in my life that when everything opens back up, I don't think I'm going to pick up and do again. And it was things I enjoyed, things I loved, things I would spend hours a week doing. Now I think, is that really going to make a difference? Is that really a needle mover that will get me the direction I actually want to go? Or did it just seem like a good idea at the time and I was on such a roll just going that I went for it and I justified why it was good to do or not? I just want to encourage you guys to use this time wisely. Yes, it may not be what you had planned, but how can you use this time to plan for what you actually do want in your life, what you want to become, do, or have, and how can you make your life better because you've had this time to plan, to prepare, this introspection. And you know what? If you've used this time wisely, 2020 is not going to be a year that is lost. If you use the time to plan and prepare and to better your craft, to seek out all the scenarios, you may have tried some things on your own where you realized, oh my gosh, if I had set out in that direction I was going to forge ahead through, it wouldn't have worked out because now you've had the time to prep, to think, to go through all the what if scenarios, and you realize you have a better plan now than if you forged ahead without the clarity and the vision time and the time to think. You now can go into 2021 faster, with more speed, with more clarity, because now you've had time to not only prepare, but you now know what you don't want. And knowing what you don't want is just as important, if not more so, than knowing what you do want. So guys, use your time wisely, and you're going to be so glad you did. All right, take care, live true, love hard, shine bright.